We're going to have a go at making a model small intestine so that you can see how once the food's been digested, it moves then into the bloodstream through the villi. So we're going to use this material here. And you can see it's very clear, transparent. So this is visking tubing. So it just feels like a bit of plastic. Now this is going to be a model villi from the small intestine. Now what you do is you run this under the tap and its consistency changes quite a lot. So you can see this is one I've already had run under the tap. It's gone a lot softer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot. I'll show you this. So I'm going to try and tie a knot in one end to try and kind of make this into a little bag. So if we try a knot there. Now what I'm then going to do inside here, I'm going to fill this little bag with starch. So very carefully squeeze this into the bag, not all the way to the top because I've got to leave space to knot it at the top as well. So that should be enough like that, and then I'm going to tie the top bit to make it into a sealed bag. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make some observations about what happens. So we're going to have a look at any colour changes that take place and also any change in mass. So this is my bag here at the moment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the mass of my model small intestine. All right, so to do that, I'm just going to hop over to the balance over here, and then I'll tell you what the mass of this bag with starch in is. So that one there, just clear the, okay. So that's 22.26 grams, and I want you to write that down. So that's our starting mass of our model visking, our model small intestine. Now what we're going to do then is we're actually going to put it into a beaker, and I'm going to pop some water in here, so just bear with me. Put some water in, so I've got enough to cover the bag. Okay, like this. So it's quite hard to see now because it's in water there. But what I'm also going to add to my water is this stuff here. So this is iodine. Remember, iodine is the chemical you can use to test for starch. So what I'm going to do, I'll hold the beaker up, is I'm going to add some iodine to the water that is surrounding my bag of starch. I'm actually going to put quite a bit in here. So you can see that my water has now gone from that clear to a kind of yellowy orange colour. So the starch in the bag, so if you're making observations now, we could say that the starch in the bag was clear and the water solution on the outside here with the iodine in is a yellowy orange colour. Then what we're going to do is we're going to leave that because we're going to see some diffusion occurring. So remember, diffusion is where things go from a place where they're a high concentration to where they're at a low concentration. So you might have some ideas already. So is the starch going to move out the bag, or is the iodine going to go into the bag? You need to think about which of those is smaller. So the visking tubing's got tiny little holes in, like little pores that you can't actually see, a bit like a balloon. You know how balloons deflate because the air escapes. So there will be some movement. So I'm going to leave this probably for about 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, we'll have another look. We'll see if the colour has changed. We'll make some observations. And then we'll also get the new mass of our model visking tubing. Okay, so now you can see what's happened after about 10 minutes. So I need you to note some colour changes inside the bag and in the water. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the visking tube. I'm going to dry it a little bit. And then I'm going to get the new mass. So you can see it's changed to a lovely, beautiful bluey black colour. I'm then going to pop it back into my beaker. And then I'm going to find out the new mass. So I think it was around 22-ish, wasn't it, to start off with? Okay, so it's now 22.37. So you can record that as your new mass in your table, and then I want you to write down observations about what's happened.